in black baseball, and tonight we are going to do a tribute to Raymond Smokey Owens. Raymond Smokey Owens, Owens, out of South Carolina. Guys, he was born on this state, and a few years back, I was messing around with some things, and I listen to a lot of country music. I'm not going to lie to you, and I was listening to something by Red Stovine. I don't know if you've ever heard of Red Stovine, but he had a little piece, and it was really touching. And at that time, I was working on something related to the Cleveland Buckeyes in 1942. And when I heard what he had written, I decided to get my pencil out and pen something. And that's what I did. So this is my tribute to Raymond Smokey Owens, who was born on this date, March 15th. So I just hope that you enjoy this. I have given this talk before by memory. So tonight I might look down and maybe read a little bit of it, but I can do it by memory also. And these are some of the things I do in storytelling festivals. And so I try to keep the memory of Raymond Smokey Owens and Ulysses Buster Brown alive, because I remember many years going back talking to Othello Renfro. He was the first one to kind of clue me on the passing of these two guys who were in the Negro Leagues. And you figure all the bus travel and car travel and all the games they played and accidents and possible catastrophes they had, only two men lost their lives. And one of those men were born on this day, and that's Mr. Owens. So I'd love to give this tribute to Raymond Owens, and I hope you enjoy it. So here it goes. You can get your tape recorder ready, or you can be happy to share this, all right? And it's kind of feeding off of something by Red Stovine. All right, it goes like this. I was on the East Coast a few years back. I was trying to make a buck. Well, times got hard, and I'd be damned if I didn't get down on my luck. I got tired of roaming, just bumming around, so I started thumbing back to my own hometown. I made quite a few miles that first day. I figured I'd be home in a week if my luck held out this way. But a few nights later, I got stranded on way out of town on a cold, cold, lonely crossroad. Rain was pouring down. Well, I was ragged, hungry, tired, and freezing. In fact, I had caught a chill when the lights of an old 1942 Buick topped the hill. Lord knows I got happy. You should have seen me smile. If that car hadn't pulled over on the shoulder, I doubt if I could have made it another mile. Well, I wasted a little time getting out of the storm, and I climbed into that car where I knew it was warm. Let me go to the next part. Okay, so behind the wheel sat a neatly dressed black man, and in the passenger seat his smartly dressed pal. He flashed a smile, then stuck out a hand and said with a grin, Raymond Smokey Owens the name, and this here is my friend Ulysses Buster Brown. They told me their names, so I told them mine. We laughed, and Buster, oh, he jumping every once in a while and co-sign. And Buster said, where you been? You look like something the cat drug in. Then Buster came around to their mission. He said, this here car is the property of the Negro National League Cleveland Buckeyes. He said, and we're headed to Geneva, Ohio. We got a baseball game. It's not a double hitter. It's just one. And then he asked, where you headed, son? I told them I was headed home and why I was looking so thin. Then they told me about their league and all the places they've been. And foolishly, I asked why they weren't riding a bus like them other teams I saw, the Kansas City Monarchs, the Homestead Grays. I wasn't trying to be mean. And inside of Buster said, listen here, son, this car would put them big touring buses to shame. Those buses ain't seen nothing but the tail lights of this here old car when it comes to reaching the game. Well, we talked and rode for miles and talked the better part of the night, me telling my story, Smokey telling his, and Buster left laughing as to say the kid's all right, until the lights of a truck stop rode into sight. Smokey said, well, son, this is about as far as we go. I'll be turning just up the road. And he tossed me a dime as he threw it into the low and said, have yourself a cup of coffee on Smokey and Buster. Enjoy your Joe. When Smokey and Buster pulled into the night and nothing flat, they were clean out of sight. Well, I walked in that diner and I ordered me a cup, and I flashed that dime and boasted to the waiter, Smokey and Buster of the Cleveland Buckeyes are sitting me up. But it got deathly quiet in that place. You could have heard a pin drop. It got deathly quiet. The waiter's first face turned kind of pale. I sensed something was wrong, but what? I couldn't really tell. And he said, young man, it'll happen every now and then. You see, said the waiter, every driver in here has heard of Smokey and Buster. Let me tell you what happened some years ago. He said, see out there on that cold, lonely crossroad where you flagged Buster and Smokey down? Well, there was a busload of kids and they were coming from school headed to town. And they were right in the middle when Smokey topped the hill. They could have been slaughtered, but Smokey turned the wheel. That old car turned, swerved, and went into a skid. He flipped that car, oh yes he did. Out there on that cold, lonely crossroad was the end of the line for Smokey and Buster. They gave their life to save that busload of kids. But every now and then, some young hitchhiker like yourself will stumble in and swear Buster and Smokey gave them a ride. He said, hey, son, you must be cold, said the waiter. Have another cup on me. And keep that dime and keep that cup too. Call it a souvenir, a piece of sports memorabilia you'll want to keep around. Something small to honor Raymond Smokey Owens and his good friend and pal, Ulysses Buster Brown. That is it, guys. That's my tribute to a guy that was born on this day that you don't hear much about. But I respect these men and love them for their dedication to play this game that has made so many of us happy and so many of us proud. So I hope that you enjoyed that little tidbit. And by the way, guys, I am 10 people from 700 subscribers, guys, and it's been a very eventful day because I've picked up a lot of subscribers, and this is my third time coming on. This is the first time I've ever actually presented one of my poetry pieces or stories like that online. So hopefully that you might want to hear more of that along the way. But my name is Phil Dixon. I'm a baseball historian with over 46 years. I'm in my 46th year. And hey, I'm just out here telling the story about some great men that you need to hear about. And hopefully you enjoy this kind of conversation. And if you do, be sure to subscribe. Now, if you think somebody else might want to hear something like this, go ahead and share this. And guys, we can top 700 tonight. I just need 10 more. Can I get your help to help me reach that 10? Would you like to hear more content of this type of this style and related to the Negro Baseball Leagues, along with all the other stuff that I'm doing, right? So I certainly respect you guys for getting me to this close to 700, man. It's been a heck of a challenge. I was going to go out today and do some lives, but then the weather changed, dropped about 40 degrees and in probably a period of a couple of hours. So I decided not to do the live, but then I decided, hey, maybe I better come back and for the first time do some of my poetry and storytelling online. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you enjoyed that, send me a couple of hearts, guys. Just let me know if you saw the whole thing or if you listened to the whole thing. Let me know. Did you enjoy that? I can't tell unless you respond. And that's one of the reasons why I love doing it live, because with the live, people have an opportunity to respond. So maybe you didn't hear the whole thing, but I tell you what, I will go back and I will make this available, and you can go back and listen to the entire piece. So, but anyway, just know that we should be honoring some of these guys, and this is my opportunity to do that. And as I close, I've been doing this for about the last week. I always like to give a Satchel Paige quote that he used, and it says, this is what Satchel said. He said, I don't like to remember with bitterness. Yeah. He said, I try to remember their greatness, talking about the Negro Leaguers, for that's what they truly were. And guys, I certainly agree with Satchel Paige, and hopefully you do too. And hopefully you will come back and listen to more of This Day in Black Baseball History with Phil S. Dixon, your historian, author, speaker, and just someone who just really loves this topic. All right. So thank you guys. That is it for me, and I'm going to close. But I certainly appreciate your support. And if you can get me to 700 guys, I would appreciate that so much. All right. So thank you guys. Have a nice evening, and I will see you real soon. Especially subscribe because it doesn't cost you anything, but it will let you know when I'm coming on, and that's probably the most important thing, especially if you want to participate in this community of fans who enjoy the Negro Leagues and enjoy baseball related topics and stories and history. Thank you. I'll see you real soon. I'll be back in my baseball uniform tomorrow and baseball cap. I won't have this on the brim, but it's been a very eventful day. And I'm going to close this day and go down and watch the end of the Academy Awards. Okay. So thank you guys. You have a nice day. Bye.